What is going on, the meat pack around the world? It is your boys, Mike Richman, Mike Rogers, up in his house. What is up?
What's going on?
Nice. This weekend, we got January 23rd, 2021, first major UFC event of this year. UFC 257, Poirier versus McGregor 2. Super hyped for this. I mean, and this card itself is looking pretty good. We're just going to kind of focus in a little bit on the main card here. You know, shout out to the prelims and, that regular card. But you're just getting no love from the meat pack this time around. Sorry about that.
Time around.
Nope. So, we're going to get right on into it here. First matchup we're going to look at here is a women's flyweight bout. Jessica Eye versus Joanne Calderwood. Yeah, dude. I mean, these are 6th and 7th ranked in their flyweight division. So, I mean, it's a pretty important fight for both of them. They're both trying to climb that ladder. And I feel like when you lose at 6 or 7, it's a little bit easier to drop down versus if you're like a 2 or a 3 and get a loss, you know. So I feel like it's a very important fight for both of them.
For sure. For sure. And looking at this fight, you know what I mean? I'm a big fan of Jessica Eye. Have been her whole career, but I look at this fight and this matchup. You know, Calderwood has been known to be a little bit of a striker, man. So I can see this being a good little scrap between these two women. And like you said, that 6 or 7, that's a good point you made. That 6 or 7, win or lose. You know what I'm saying?
Oh yeah,
kind of in that limbo area to where if you're sitting at that 6-7 rank, you need that win to move up. And
if you eyes on you for sure.
Maybe go down to 8-9, you're still kind of around the same area. But this is a big fight for these chicks here to try to get that 125 belt.
Yeah, I mean, they're moving up. It's a pretty stacked division as it is. But, I mean, looking at this fight here, I mean, Calderwood, I kind of lean towards her a little bit. I mean, she's a 3-time Muay Thai champ, son. She's out here ripping strikes. I mean, she punches just so quick. But, I mean, Jessica Eye, though, you can't take anything away from her. She's also one of the top-tier strikers in this division. So, I mean, this could be a juicy old fight here. I mean, you got any predictions? What do you think is going to happen?
We're going to see a little stand-up action. I think this fight stays on the feet for the most part.
I think if it goes to the ground at all, Calderwood's going to just outclass her.
Calderwood probably will strangle her. I'm not going to lie. But, like I said, probably a little bit of some dirty boxing, like I said, that Muay Thai kind of background. You get a little bit of that dirty boxing action. And then if the fight needs to go to the ground, I know Calderwood can definitely – I mean, just guy ain't no scrub.
No, not at all.
Calderwood, I feel like is looking nice. Obviously, Jessica Eye, I think she's the favorite. But I don't know. Prediction-wise, I don't really got nothing for that fight. I think that's going to be a good little scrap in the 125 women's division. I'm hyped to watch that jaunt right there.
Yeah, same here. I'm definitely leaning towards Calderwood. That's my call. I'm sticking with it. Especially if she's that underdog, dude. Let me feed on that plus, dude. We're going to eat that money up. Next up, we're looking at our co-main event, son. We got Dana Hooker versus Michael Chandler in this lightweight division. And boy, nothing better than the UFC's lightweight division, straight up.
That's fact. I'm not gonna lie.
It's just so star-studded at this point, and it's just every fight is significant.
It really is.
I mean, Dan Hooker lost his last fight actually to Dustin Poirier. Excuse the language there.
Poirier. That sounds like a type of water.
But that's Dan Hooker's last fight. But straight up, he's 20-9 overall in the career. I mean, he's 6th ranked in this stacked lightweight division, like we were just saying. So, I mean, it's going to be a good fight from him. And looking on the other side, Michael Chandler coming in out of Bellator, boy, 3-time lightweight world champ over there. And his last 2 fights have ended in knockout by him. So, I mean, this is going to be a juicy fight. I'm very hyped to watch this, even though it is just about I want to see where Michael Chandler will fall into the ranks after this fight, win or loss, coming over into the UFC. I think that's very interesting.
Yeah, no, for sure. And I mean, listen, Bellator, I feel like there's a lot of UFC people that love UFC that don't necessarily watch Bellator. Bellator produces and has some great fights, great fighters in that organization. And obviously Michael Chandler, like we said, 3-time champion at that division. So, I know a lot of people are saying, well, he needs to come to the UFC to prove, if he really is that guy. And that is.
Yeah, I mean, that's fair. But I mean, he had the belt 3 times over there. I mean,
yeah, this boy ain't no scrub. I think Dan Hooker is going to be all right. Like you said, he's coming off a loss against Poirier. But we just said that 155 division, it's so stacked that those guys up at the top. To be, what is he, 6th ranked in a division that's that stacked like that? That's not a bad.
And that's what I'm saying in that division too. Like arguably 1 through 7 are all pretty much interchangeable. I mean, it's stacked, son. So, I mean, yeah, I don't know. Prediction-wise here, I've really got – this is the one I got nothing for. I don't see this going to decision at all. I mean, neither of these fighters in their careers really kind of do go to decision. But to that point, though, Dan Hooker, 6 of his 9 losses are all at decision. So, I mean, I'm sure he's not looking for it to go that way. But I don't think Michael Chandler is either. I think it's going to be stand up. Let's just get after it, son.
I think they're going to
toss some bombs, son.
Throw some bombs. I think Michael Chandler's got something to prove for sure. I mean, like I said, that's crazy to kind of say as a dude that's had a championship belt 3 times, but he's going to probably look to make his stamp in the UFC. And like I said, they're probably not going to want to go to decision. So like I said, I don't really have a prediction as either. This is going to be a fucking scrap. I think Michael Chandler going to come out hot. Like I said, Dan Hooker's going to be all right. To be number 6 in that 155, you're in pretty good company. So, I mean,
I think Dan Hooker needs to win this fight. Looking at the rankings, especially coming off that loss to another opponent in the same division, I mean, he needs this. Especially, another guy, new guy coming into the UFC in your division might just take your place, Dan Hooker.
Show him what the fuck UFC about. That's Dan Hooker's mentality should be, bro. Tell him come hang with the big boys. So definitely looking forward to watching that one right there. I'll tell you that.
Yeah, hype. We're getting on, boy, to the main event, that main scoop. We got Mr. Conor McGregor versus Dustin Poirier at that lightweight weight.
Let's get into this for a minute. First of all,
yeah, go ahead. Let me hear it.
I would like to take the time to apologize. Absolutely fucking nobody. Fucking Mystic Mac is back, baby. We said on our last show, watching that unbedded, this man is cut up. But I'm going to break this down a little bit more because I'm a huge Conor McGregor fan, so my opinion might
it's hard not to be. And that was a point I have here too, is like there's going to be a little bit of fan bias here. I mean, I'm obviously sided with McGregor for sure, but that doesn't take anything away from Dustin Poirier. So I mean, what are you about to get into there? Let's hear it.
Yeah, I mean, one of the big things to say, like I said, definitely a little bit of bias going on here, and we obviously haven't seen Conor McGregor fight in a while. But the thing about Conor McGregor that I like going into this fight is in Dustin Poirier's point of view, it's so hard to train, I think, for a guy like Conor McGregor. I don't think you could find any form of training partner that could remotely mimic what Conor McGregor can do in an octagon, just his arsenal. The way Conor McGregor is able to keep his distance, but yet have that precision and poise. And I mean, watching those embeddeds of him just absolutely looking stacked. I know the power.
And like Abu Dhabi's taking care of him, bro. I mean, they got their family there. He's got their kids. Like you're comfortable. You know what I mean? They're not out of their element in any way, shape, or form.
Dude pulled up in a yacht, pink suit, just absolute swag drip. Like I said, there's just honestly this aura about Conor McGregor. Love or hate the guy. I mean, that's honestly what it is. You honestly just love or hate the guy. He's an awesome guy to love, and he's fun to hate, if we're being honest, you know what I mean? And one of the things I like from McGregor and about this fight is I think McGregor honestly could have took a better fight. He could have had a bigger money fight. I know there was a rumor mill going around of him and possibly Masvidal. That would have been a big fight, Street Jesus. But this kind of proves to me, I mean, as a fan looking at Conor McGregor's career, I personally don't think he has anything more to prove. But to me, this shows him that maybe he himself doesn't necessarily feel that way. To think that, he's going to take this fight. It's not a championship fight. He's already beaten Dustin Poirier. To me, shows that Conor feels like he probably has something to prove. Now, with that being said, I mean, Dustin Poirier, I think, has improved and has looked good.
Significantly.
Very significantly. Dustin Poirier really isn't no scrub. It can definitely hang with the big boys. But just something about Conor, man, and the way he's been training. I know we haven't seen him fight in a while, but he's been training this whole time. He looks absolutely cut. Now, he went out and said Mystic Mac predicts he's going to knock him out in 60 seconds.
Well, that's what happened last time. It was a first-round knockout.
I could see it. I could honestly see it. You know what I'm saying? Just McGregor's whole thing. There's an awesome documentary about him. His whole philosophy of fighting is precision over power, because precision equals power. You know what I'm saying? So if you just land that right shot on the button, he's going to take you down. I mean, probably one of the best boxers for being a smaller guy in that division we probably ever seen in the UFC. I know Matt Holloway was talking that mess after that performance. But McGregor just being so grounded to the floor and being able to pull that boxing off. Now, just to give some praise to Poirier. I think if Conor comes out like a loose cannon, and potentially gasses himself out like he has before in the past, if Dustin Poirier can keep himself collected, maybe he can take advantage of that. But I think Mystic Mac is back, baby. I just think the fact that he took this fight, I feel like he could have took a bigger fight. I think Conor's got something to prove. And watching those interviews with him, dude, you fucking dude.
Who is this guy, huh? You know what I'm saying?
Who is that guy?
But I mean, at the end of the day, this is a super important fight in this lightweight division. I mean, this is kind of unofficially who's going to get the title fight. I mean, Khabib's kind of waiting to see what happens, waiting for something juicy enough to come for him to announce, that he'll even think about taking a fight. So,
juicy come, yeah.
I mean, but some shit's got to happen here. I'm hyped. This is going to be a great main event, great main card. In general, dude, hype for some fights. Check out FanDuel, see what them odds are looking day of, night before. Get your brewskis on, get yourself right, get ready for some fights, dude. UFC in 2021 is going to be huge, and we're starting out hot with this McGregor boy. So we out of here.
Fuck out of here.